Good evening. We begin tonight with hundreds of people gathered Sunday afternoon outside Parliament Hill to once again show support for the people of Iran and to demand a regime change in the Middle Eastern nation. CTV's Natalie Van Roy starts us off.
A demand for support amid crisis in Iran.
This is the final battle!
Many here with families still in the country.
No battle!
Serena Nouri has struggled to keep in touch with his parents through internet blackouts in the Middle Eastern country.
After the internet blackout is shut down, they called me for about 45 seconds very quickly. They said that don't worry about us, we are alive.
Hundreds of protesters gathering at Parliament Hill, waving flags and marching through the streets of Ottawa.
I'm very sad for my people that are being murdered by this regime, but at the same time, I'm hopeful because this is the only time, this is the first time that we feel that we have some support from the outside world. President Trump promised that he will help Iran.
U.S. President Donald Trump says the U.S. and Iran are seriously talking amid tensions between Washington and Tehran. The U.S. has built up its naval presence in the Middle East after Trump repeatedly threatened Iran with intervention if it did not agree to a nuclear deal or failed to stop killing protesters. According to state media, Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said if the U.S. attacks Iran, it would create a regional conflict.
Be the voice of the people and ask for the politicians to take action.
This is the final battle!
Similar protests held in Montreal and Toronto demanding the fall of the Islamic regime. Back in Ottawa, the protesters finishing the rally at City Hall.
This is the final battle. It is time to stand with the people of Iran for their freedom, for making the whole region and the whole world a safer place.
Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
All right, we'll take our first check of weather. That's a look at the Snowflake Kingdom. Again, Winterlude on here in the capital. We'll be going on till February 16th. We'll take a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Cooler evening, minus 13 degrees. Again, clearer conditions that we're looking at. We'll take a first check of the weather here. Again, clear conditions in the overnight, and that'll continue on into Monday. I mean, could see some snow coming in. Chance of flurries on Tuesday. For the next 24 hours, pretty much clear conditions that we're looking at. -7 could be our high tomorrow. Again, heading to those single digits. Clear condition, a great day if you want to get out. Maybe check out the canal, check Winterlude as well. Again, right now we're sitting at minus 13 degrees with some clear conditions for the overnight hours. Ontario Provincial Police are investigating the death of an inmate who was being held at a medium security prison near Kingston. Police say a 49-year-old inmate at the Bath Institution, about 25 kilometers southwest of Kingston, was found in medical distress on Thursday morning. The inmate was taken to hospital before being airlifted to a second hospital in Toronto where he died on Saturday. A post-mortem examination is being conducted to determine the cause of death. Ontario's premier making a splash at the PC Party's convention in Etobicoke. Doug Ford says he wants to run for a fourth mandate in the next election, but the weekend hasn't been without controversy. CTV's Rahim Ladani reports.
Progressive Conservatives from across Ontario gathered for the party's convention at the Toronto Congress Centre this weekend.
Captain Canada, Doug Ford.
And Saturday night listened as the Premier touted his government's accomplishments while pushing back against tariffs imposed by the U.S. President.
Despite President Trump's tariffs and threats, we are building a province that is more resilient, self-reliant, and competitive than ever before.
Conservative strategists believe that theme of standing up to America will resonate well within the party.
Standing tough for Ontario, standing tough against President Trump. The tariffs are so impactful to so many Canadians across the board. So ultimately, I think it was received extremely well.
Ford is currently leading his third consecutive majority, a feat which hadn't been done since 1959. Now it appears he's interested in following in the footsteps of former PC Premier, the late Bill Davis, and a fourth term.
A party that I look forward to leading to win a historic fourth majority mandate with your help in the next election.
That remark comes a day after Pierre Poilievre received support to stay on as the party's federal leader. Ontario's Liberal Party is taking a jab at the Premier. MPP Dr. Adil Shamji writing in a statement, "This ambition paired with his subdued demeanor may reflect his disappointment over Pierre Poilievre's successful leadership review and its implication for Ford's quashed federal ambitions. To be clear, Ontario will never be a consolation prize for Doug Ford's ego." This weekend's convention has not been without controversy. At least one demonstrator tried to disrupt Ford's address, holding a sign referencing the mercury crisis impacting Grassy Narrows First Nation. And earlier, the party initially banned journalists from accessing the event, but then reversed course without giving a reason why the ban was instituted or overturned. Rahim Ladani, CTV News.
Well, it's officially February, and it's the start of Black History Month. Here in the nation's capital, the city launched it with a special event on Sunday. CTV's Kimberly Johnson was there.
A celebration of people, music, history, and the future at the launch of Black History Month in Ottawa. Diana Ade says dancing connects her to her Ghanaian culture.
Showing your culture and everybody smiling and everybody connecting, that feeling is just indescribable.
Her and her partner have been dancing for 2 years. To perform here today is meaningful for them both.
Black History Month means it's a time when we as Black people are able to come together and, connect in oneness, in unity. It brings back memories of what our history was. It keeps us deeply rooted. It also makes us feel we are not forgotten.
Do hereby proclaim February 2026 as Black History Month in the city of Ottawa.
Black History Ottawa hosting the official launch of Black History Month in the city. Marking its 40th year, organizers say hundreds are attending the special milestone.
It is important for people to come and see that Black Canadians in a positive way and to learn about the contributions they've made to the city and to Canada.
Throughout the month, 3 OC Transpo buses will hold a mural with CTV's own Stefan Keys on the side. The mural also holds a Juno Award winner and a local national soccer star.
It's a huge honor. I love my city. I love my community. This is a place that raised me and made me, and it means a lot. Just an immense sense of gratitude.
The event also launching a new commemorative coin by the Royal Mint and has 3 new stamps by Canada Post.
The Black History Ottawa has always done that, bringing community together and people together in celebration of Black excellence, Black history, and Black history in Ottawa.
Kimberly Johnson, CTV News.
Well, if you've recently been out and about in the capital region, you'll see that Winterlude is back. The annual winter celebration kicked off this past Friday in Ottawa and Gatineau. CTV's Camille Wilson has more from some of the events celebrating Indigenous culture this weekend.
Friends Alexandra and Candalee curious about a culture that's not their own.
We like to learn more about Indigenous communities in Canada. I saw the Winterlude was having this event.
And over the next couple of weeks, they plan to check out all of Winterlude has to offer.
It's like a week-long festival, and especially with the ice sculptures, they're always there. So we're able to go during the week and enjoy.
Winterlude has taken over the National Capital Region, and on Sunday, visitors were welcome to reflect and gather at Pibon Festival, an Indigenous celebration.
We live in such a fast-paced society that when we have that downtime, it can feel really heavy. And so it's really nice to have this celebration to, instead of feel so down about the winter time, let's celebrate the winter time.
Indigenous food on display and Indigenous designers showcasing their work on winter coats and how they prepare caribou, deer, or bison hides known as frost scraping.
We get these hides and, we like to process them into smoked tan hide. And out of those smoked tan hide, we like to make things like gloves, hats, some jewelry, some earrings.
Until February 16th, thousands of tourists and visitors are expected to take in Winterlude activities all across Ottawa and Gatineau. Natalia and her family are at the Canadian Museum of History. Their first stop is at the mini powwow featuring Indigenous dancing and local Indigenous artisans.
We decided today come to
celebrate this culture, to know more about them, and it's been so nice, so fun.
Organizers say it's a great opportunity to gain insight into First Nations celebrations.
It's happening right behind us. It's a wonderful opportunity, first of all, to stay warm inside the museum, but to also learn more about Indigenous cultures, which is so important.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
When we come back, we head down under where history was made at the Aussie Open. Plus, we'll have an extended look at your forecast. Here's a quick look at the Queensway, east and westbound through our MTO cameras here. Things looking great so far this evening. We're not dealing with any new snow on the ground and not dealing with any overnight construction to slow you down anywhere through the Ottawa stretch. All right, we'll take our second look at weather here. That's a look at the Ottawa River there behind me again. Pretty decent night if you were out and about, if you had to be out. A little chilly though, but clear conditions that we're looking at. But here's a look at what it looked like this weekend at Centre Village for the ski hill there. Perfect conditions here in the capital. And things are warming up, so if you can get out Monday or Tuesday, it seems like those will be the best days to get out. A live look now through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Minus 13 degrees here in the capital. So we'll take a look here through the satellite radar again. Clear conditions that we're dealing with. It's going to stick like this right through Monday. We could see some flurries come in by Tuesday, though. Minus 19, clear conditions for your overnight low here in Ottawa. Minus 22 for Cornwall. Minus 20 for the rest of the Seaway that we're looking at. Minus 11 towards Pembroke. Minus 20 for Kittigan-Zibi. Looking at minus 23 for Bancroft. Minus 23 for Petawawa. Minus 20 for the Maniwaki area. Minus 20 as well for Kentville. Minus 24 for Mont-Tremblant. Minus 17, though, we're looking at for the Montreal area. Now, as for tomorrow's highs on your Monday, minus 6. Look at this, and lots of sunshine right across the board. Minus 7 along the Seaway. Minus 5 for Pembroke and for Bancroft. Minus 6 for the Kittigan-Zibi area. We're looking at minus 5 for Maniwaki and Petawawa. Minus 6 for Gatineau, Mont-Tremblant, and Kentville. Minus 7 for Montreal. Again, lots of sunshine that we're dealing with for your Monday. As we look towards the 7-day forecast for Monday, again, sunshine, we're looking at a high of minus 6, a low of minus 19. Then we could see a chance of some flurries coming in for Tuesday and Wednesday. And then the sun will peek out again on Thursday. Some more snow in the forecast for Friday, though. Well, the Ottawa 67s, they're riding a 7-game win streak, and they were hosting the Sudbury Wolves today at TD Place Arena.
Benkowski moves in, sets it up, score!
David Benkowski ties the game at 2 in the first for the Barber Poles, but the Wolves would take over from there and go on to the 5-2 win. A big game is up next for Ottawa when they host the only team that they're looking up in the Eastern standings to, and that's the Brantford Bulldogs, who they play next Saturday. Well, history is made in Melbourne at the Australian Open. Carlos Alcaraz became the youngest man to win all 4 Grand Slam tournaments. Now, the #1 seed knocked off Novak Djokovic in 4 sets to take the title. The 22-year-old Spaniard has now won the Australian Open, Wimbledon, the French Open, and the U.S. Open for the career sweep.
Now touch the window with your hand. Drop.
All right, coming up, hunting for home improvements while watching the pocketbook. CTV's Josh Moreno has more from the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show over at the EY Center.
Have you tried making a distress signal or a bigger fire?
Well, a few new movies were fighting for the #1 spot at the weekend box office. Send Help came out on top. The comedy horror brought in $20 million US. Iron Lung, a sci-fi adaptation from YouTube star Markiplier, that came in second with $17.8 million. And Melania, the documentary about the U.S. First Lady, made $7 billion in its debut for third place. The Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show wrapped up on Sunday as thousands walked the floor of the EY Center looking for ideas and checking their budgets. CTV's Josh Moreno has more.
Full aisles at the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show at the EY Center, with homeowners comparing options and prices.
We're looking at doing a remodeling of our kitchen.
Peter Latimer is on the hunt for renovation ideas as he looks to redo his kitchen. His focus, finding the balance of style and cost.
We're always looking for the best deal. Everything is expensive, and the vendors are understanding what the market's like out there, and they understand how expensive everything is.
For some shoppers, higher costs and uncertainty make it harder to plan big projects.
Money's getting tighter, so it's got to be rough for the and of course there's Trump and tariffs and supply chains, so that cost of living is a huge issue.
While vendors say it was a busy weekend, some note economic uncertainty has made buyers more cautious. Still, there has been a boost from Canadian-made products as companies adjust.
A lot of products that we'd never worked with before have kind of come to the forefront as Canadian-made and supplied. So, but yep, consumer spending is definitely created a bit of a challenge in pricing larger scale products.
It's really nice to come in here and know that there's people caring and they show the work, and it's like their heart is into it. And when you talk Canadian, they're even more passionate.
For Latimer, he says he loves coming to the show every year, and building connections is just as important as finding the best deals.
The passion of the vendors here that really know that money is tight for people, and you're trying to make that money go, but that's the cost, and we're happy to do it.
Josh Morano, CTV News.
Hard to put into words. I mean, it was just incredible to get that news.
An Ottawa hockey player is going to the Winter Olympics in Milan, but not to represent Canada. Those details coming up. A local hockey player is set to suit up and compete in the upcoming Olympic Games, but not for Canada. Ottawa's Jason Seed, with dual Canadian and Italian citizenship, will play in Milan for Team Italy, looking to make an impact on home ice. CTV's Dylan Dyson reports.
It suits his game. He's a skater and a puck mover.
In the Seed household, Italian hockey dominates the TV. Tom and Morella watching on as their son Jason Seed chased his dream of playing pro hockey.
He's been playing in Europe for a number of years, but finally went to Italy.
For a family with deep Italian heritage, Jason's situation couldn't get better until he was selected to Italy's Olympic hockey team for the upcoming Winter Games.
It's been kind of the perfect storm. Like, we didn't know when he started his pro hockey career that he'd end up in Italy, much less on the national team, much less having an Olympic opportunity.
Just really hard to describe, hard to put into words. I mean, it was just incredible to get that news.
Seed was born in Ottawa and grew up playing hockey for teams like the Ottawa Sting, Ottawa Valley Titans, Gatineau Olympique, and Carleton Ravens. He now plays for Bolzano Hockey Club in eastern Italy. Still as a child, Seed's mother ensured he got his Italian citizenship.
I never would have imagined it the way it's colliding the way it is now. No, definitely not, because it's a different world, right? Hockey is kind of Canada's sport, and obviously that's where I grew up playing it. But just very fortunate to have this opportunity here now, just based on my background.
Playing for Canada probably wouldn't have been an option. He's not an NHLer, and there's a lot of good players in Canada.
Now at 34 years old, Seed is set to represent his family's country on the Olympic stage in Milan, with all of them in the stands. Italy's Olympic group includes Finland, Sweden, and Slovakia.
We know we're definitely the underdogs. That being said, we have some pride. We're obviously the host team, and we're hosting a tournament, and we have a lot of pride in that.
We've enjoyed the ride along with them, but this will be that cherry on top for sure.
Dylan Dyson, CTV News.
This is my first time to Ottawa, and we've had a great stay. All the people in the tournament, it's been well run, and we've had a great time.
Right after the break, a Super Bowl champion stole the show at last night's Sens game. We'll tell you why Eli Manning is here in the capital.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
And clearer conditions, and things are starting to warm up here in the capital. We'll take a look at our wake-up weather. Minus 16 degrees. Yeah, it's going to be cold, but tomorrow's high here in the capital. We're going to be looking at around minus 6 and clear conditions right throughout your Monday. And we could see some flurries roll in on Tuesday and Wednesday, but then more sunshine on Thursday with a chance of flurries again on Friday. Well, a two-time Super Bowl MVP and champion took in the Sens Devils game last night at the CTC.
This is my first time to Ottawa, and we've had a great stay. All the people in the tournament, it's been well run, and we've had a great time.
That's Eli Manning in town with his daughter and her team playing in a local hockey tournament. Now, Manning lives in New Jersey, so likely wasn't cheering for the Sens, but Captain Brady Tkachuk gifting the former quarterback a signed jersey. Manning says he's still learning all about hockey, but he's thoroughly enjoying life as a hockey dad. And that is awesome. Love to see it. Glad to see he was in town. It was all the buzz yesterday, that's for sure. Well, that's CTV News for this Sunday, February the 1st. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team, keeping you up to date at ctvnewsottawa.ca. You can also watch our newscast live on the CTV News app anytime. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.